Today we're going to be revisiting a series that I covered in my top 5 manga to check out in 2022. Please go see that video if you haven't already. We're going to be talking about no other than Dan Da Dan. And to give you a quick reminder of the synopsis of the story, it's about a high schooler boy that gets possessed by spirited Away's Yubaba while getting his dick stolen, and in a possessive state, he is now proceeding to bite off the dicks of aliens that are trying to Bill Cosby a bikini warrior with Chun-Li moves. Now, with me getting more and more invested with the story, I wanted to give Yukinobu Tatsu Sensei his roses because Dan Da Dan is now officially on my top 5 manga list. This story is literally what the f Japan morphing with dick and ball jokes the manga. Cause if getting your dick stolen by a Japanese ghost grandma isn't enough, after Homeboy got his dick back, he realized he's missing his balls. I mean, how humiliating is it to tell your high school crush, baby girl, I love you, but I lost my balls. Talk about dropping the ball. So we went from the 90s collecting Dragon Balls to the 2020s collecting your own balls covered in yokai membrane. That, my friend, is called progress. That's the whole premise of the story. You got Looney Tunes Roadrunner, Chun-Li, and Elfen Lied walking into a bar in Shibuya looking for the lost ark of the Neil Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong cannon. It's remarkable to see how Tatsu Sensei tells a masterful story with such a stupid plotline. What's even crazier is that Homeboy throws in every cliche possible. Love triangles, misunderstandings, cock blocks. Well, in this case, Homeboy is only getting his shaft cock blocked because he's missing his balls. Where Tatsu Sensei manages to close the gap is firstly through the masterful art. I can't even express my awe with the level of detailing of his background art and also his character designs. My boy is flexing on us with back-to-back full 2-page spreads of beautiful background art. His background art levels are similar to Inio Asano's Dead Dead Demon Dead 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 Destruction, and is even able to capture the horrors of his aliens and yokai like the monsters designed by Junji Ito sensei. Sensei is then able to thinly slice through this artistic mastery with perfect comedic timing and gag humor. One moment you got this Shin Godzilla ass trying to hyper beam your ass, and then the next moment you got this panel. Yamete kudasai! My biggest compliment for any manga series is that if it feels like you're just watching the anime version of the story, it's a fucking good manga. And let me tell you, when Ken and Loverboy found that black room with talismans all over, I deadass felt chills going down my spine. It felt like that one time when they found the basement in the movie Parasite. And when those ugly bastards were creeping up to Ayase in that hot spring, I deadass felt the ghost of Epstein blowing cold air into my ears. This is when my inner manga nerd comes out because you start to see Chainsaw Man's Tatsuki Fujimoto's influences on Tatsu Sensei.
I'm Jean Marie, formal recruitment chair. We've been waiting for you all summer. We're so glad you're finally here.
Because fun fact of the day, Tatsu Sensei was actually an assistant to Fujimoto Sensei. The most telling example of this is whenever the Dan Da Dan characters would do that expressionless peace sign. Right away you see the strong parallel connection to whenever Denji would randomly chuck up a peace sign. Of course, between these two creators, you also see the parallels of absolute carnage and also making beauty out of pure chaos. I don't know. I just get a really warm fuzzy feeling whenever I see the transference of skills between a master and his students. But what really sealed the deal for me was the flawless storytelling delivery of chapter 15 and 16. This is when we explore the tragic backstory of the yokai acrobatic Silky. And let me tell you, I was in complete shock reading through these 2 tear-jerking manga chapters. It was remarkable seeing how Sensei was able to capture the despair of the life of a single Japanese mother raising a kid on their own in modern Japan. From working extremely difficult odd jobs to even selling her own body to get by. You then juxtapose that with the mom returning home and being greeted by the precious smile of her small daughter, which in turn reminds the mother why she's making all the sacrifices in the first place. Then we get hit over the head with that Goodnight Poon Poon bomb when loan sharks barge into their apartment and they kidnapped the daughter, the one only joy the single mother had. And on top of that, they beat the living shit out of her. In her last push of desperation, the single mom chases after the kidnapped daughter in the rain, barefooted, with blood streaming out of her left eye. But it came to no avail, and with no reason whatsoever to live on, the mom plunges to her death, taking with her the bitter regret of not giving a happier life to her one sweet daughter. The fact that Tatsu-sensei is able to weave this level of storytelling with no dialogue on top of that shows you the level of skill he commands. One of the reasons why stories like Demon Slayer is so successful is the story's ability of making us feel empathetic even towards the enemy. Dandadan is no different from that, and on a bigger thematic level, I noticed Tatsu-sensei does an excellent job of controlling the emotions of the reader. One moment, you really hate the said character, but the very next moment, after showing the human side of the same character, your opinion of this person completely changes. This is the very reason why Dandadan's story is so dynamic. There's never a dull or static moment. On the surface, yes, you get this very stupid ball and dick joke type of story, but when you, no puns intended, dive balls deep into the story, you start to see the layers on layers of meticulously beautiful storytelling. And as a fan of the manga medium, you just gotta walk your ass directly to your nearest Japanese bookstore and pick up all the latest volumes of Dandadan. Shonen Jump Plus, y'all gotta get tested, cause all y'all series are so dope. Sakamoto Days, Spy Family, Jujutsu Kaisen, and even Chainsaw Man coming later this year. Y'all gotta calm down. But for the folks that picked up the series, what is your thoughts? Who is best girl? And don't say grandma, cause you know this girl is on that Lady Tsunade witchery. Once again, thank you for checking out this video. This has been your boy Yi-Man. Peace out.
Have you seen an alien? Have you seen an alien, please? Please, have you seen an alien?